Hello, my stamping friends. It's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot. Thank you for joining me this first day of June for my Mystery Monday video. So happy June to everybody. We are having a little bit of a downpour. Well, I shouldn't say downpour. It's been raining since probably Friday night here. But we have really needed the rain, so I'm not complaining. So yeah, it'll be welcome, especially if there's any place that has fires. I don't know if any of our Canadian friends are experiencing forest fires. We've had some issues with that the last number of years, and I know it does hit Alberta as well, but hopefully this will help to curb some of those, but we shall see. But the rain is definitely welcome. So how is June going? Our first day. Oh my gosh, half the year is almost over. So as we're sort of heading into official summer in June, July, August, I thought this might be a fun set to play with today. It is the BBQ Master Bundle. Now, we do have Father's Day coming up in June, so I thought, well, let's see if we can make kind of a fun Father's Day card. And you can also do it for other occasions like birthday, etc. So this is the stamp set, and these are the dies. Look at all these little pieces. So as I started creating this and figuring out, how is this all going to come together, this bundle is really all about the accents, I think. There are so many little pieces that you can use, that you can cut out, that you can stamp, that you can piece together, that you can add different accents to, that you can color. Like there's just so many different possibilities with these dies. And a lot of them, do cut out the images here from the stamp set. So this is actually a online exclusive from March of this year. So if you are looking for it, it is in the online exclusive category under the shop tab on the website. So that's where you can find it. And of course, yes, you can buy them separately or as the bundle and save 10%, which is awesome. Okay, so I'm going to show you the card. And this is it. Now, I'm kind of laughing because it was kind of hit and miss. There were pieces I wanted to incorporate, but then when I kind of, put them together, all the little pieces, sort of the scale was kind of off. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that at the end of the card. So I kind of created my own, I don't know, little background, a little, little display, I guess. And I thought it's okay. I mean, you may want to adjust it. Like I say, you can just do whatever you want as far as pieces and what you want to put together. So let's go ahead and try to put this together. And I'll tell you what I did. Now, I did prep a lot of the pieces ahead because they were so small, and there are a lot of them, right? And I typically stay away. I will admit this. I typically stay away from bundles and dies that have a lot of pieces and small pieces, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that is just a lot of cutting. Wouldn't really work so well in a class setting. I mean, it would be okay for myself, but it just takes a long time. And when I saw this one, I thought, okay, I just kind of like the whole theme of it, the whole grill theme. And I know my husband does the grilling, the barbecuing in our family. So of course I do all the prep and he just throws it on the grill, etc. And he's become very good at it. And so that's kind of his job. So I thought, well, maybe this would be kind of fun as his Father's Day card this year. So for the background, what I did is, now I'm using some retired products just as a heads up. So I thought, what am I going to do for the sky, right? I could have just used Balmy Blue, but I thought, okay, that's kind of boring. Maybe it probably would have been totally fine. So I found this retired Meandering Meadows Designer Series paper. And there are various pieces where you can just cut like the tops off to make your sky. Okay, so there's different ones. Not all of these pieces work, but you can find something. So I basically used this piece. Okay, I did cut this down, but this is how it was. And I just cut the top portion off at about 2¼ wide, and then 2¼ high, 5¼ wide, so it would fit my front. So I could still use this for something else. Okay, so this is a retired designer paper pack. So this one, I'm just gonna put at the top. Okay, so let's just put this on with some adhesive. And I'm just using basic white, 8½ by 5½ is my base. I will post these measurements for you on the post and the supplies that I'm using. Okay, and then I thought, okay, well, I want some grass, and I know I do probably have some dies that will kind of, you know, curve or arch this, but I thought I'm not 100% sure where they are, to be very honest. So I just kind of randomly took my scissors, and I'm just going to cut just a little bit of a curved bit here to make my grass. Okay, so we will put that on top at the bottom. So this will be sort of our little picnic area, or part of our backyard, or however you look at it. Let me see. I guess this way would be fine. So just line it up. It's 5¼ wide, like I said, so you can decide how high or how much grass you want, how much sky you want, totally up to you. Okay, so that is our background. Okay, so now we are going to try to put these little pieces together. Now, like I said, some of them are already cut and everything, but I will show you the pieces that I used from the dies to cut these out and what I did. So first of all, let's start with the barbecue. Okay, so this is one large die, this one right here. Okay, this is what it looks like. And so what I did is I cut it out once out of the real red, because I thought, let's have something bright. We'll have a bright grill going on. You can, of course, use whatever. And then I cut it out a second time, but more so just the leg portion, because I wanted to have like black legs underneath. So I'm gonna trim off these red ones here. Okay, so a lot of this is puzzling pieces together. Like, you can be so creative, as little or as much as you want. So I am going to put this on those black legs there. So let's just put a bit of adhesive on here. And then we will line this up, just covering that little bit of black and having the black legs showing like so. Maybe I should do this on a piece of paper so you can see a little bit better. I'm using sort of my black mat today because with the rain, it's quite dark outside and I needed the light and I didn't want to have too much of a glare. So, excuse me, that's why I thought I would just use this black pad instead of having the glare off of my glass mat. Okay, so then what did I do? Okay, so here I have these the grill on top, right? So what I did was I took stamp, I stamped it on basic white, and I just cut out this grill piece, okay? And it came out like this, and then I colored it in with my Light Daffodil Delight blend. And this is what I'm going to put as my grill in here, okay? So it's a shame that there isn't a separate like grill piece that you can cut out, but that's okay. It's really quick to fussy cut. Okay, so I'm going to leave a teeny little bit of that red border around, and that will be our grill. Okay. And then there was a teeny little piece that had a little bit of, you know, of an indent in it. And I'm going to put that as the handle on the top of the grill. Now, you don't have to do this. You could just color it in with a blend, or you could leave it. But I thought it's a nice little accent, and I don't know if you can see that little bit of an indent in the die. So I thought that adds a little bit of interest. Okay. And then these little outside knobs, I just colored with my black Stampin' Blend, because these are sort of the handles on the side of the barbecue or the grill. What do you guys call it? Do you call it a grill, or do you call it a barbecue? We've always called it a barbecue, but I know a lot of people call it a grill, so that's kind of what it is. All right, so we've done that now. Okay, so there is our grill. And this will eventually, I guess we could even put this down pretty quick here. We're going to put this here to the left, okay? So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back. And we will put this here to the left, but we're going to leave some room because we're going to hang our tongs on there, okay? So my grill's a little bit crooked here now because, hang on, I'm just going to reposition this because it's a little, I want my actual grill to be straight. So I'm just going to reposition this part here. There we go. I like that better. Okay, so we will put this over here. Okay, so there is our grill on the grass, or our barbecue. So then I thought, okay, we're a German family. We like bratwurst. I don't know if you guys like bratwurst, or if you know or have ever had it, but they are like German sausages, and they're fantastic in the summer on a bun, or just with potato salad or whatever. So there were some in here in the stamp set right here. And there is a die that will cut both of them out at the same time. So I used pumpkin pie cardstock and I stamped them in crumb cake. And we are going to put them on our grill because that's what my husband is going to be barbecuing. Now, these are really, really tiny, so I'm just going to cut a strip of our dimensionals here. I'm going to cut this little piece in half. It's all, like I say, it's all in the details and what you want to do. You don't have to raise these, absolutely not. You could just put them flat on your grill. This might be a little bit long. But all these details make the difference, honestly. After I worked with this is the first time I've used this bundle. And honestly, it's all in the details, I have to tell you. It is so cute. But it is something that, you know, you can't necessarily put together super quick, right? Unless you're, you know, I mean, unless you're doing a really simple version of it, that's fine. But like it took me most of the day to figure out what I wanted to do with this. That's why I'm posting a little bit later today. Okay, so we have two. We probably have room. We could have put more, but I'll just put two on here. Okay, so that's what we're grilling. And then our tongs. So there are some tongs in the stamp set. So I stamped those in the black memento and cut them out with the coordinating die. And these we are just going to hang from the handle of the barbecue. Okay. So this is where your silicone mat is fabulous. Just because if you're using glue or whatever adhesive you're using, it's just so much easier on these little pieces. Okay, so those are going to hang from the edge. So there's our barbecue piece. Okay, so now I wanted to do some sort of a blanket or something. So I found some other excuse me, retired paper. Timeless plaid. I do not know what this is from. This is must be a couple of years because it has boho blue in it, which was an in color, one of my favorites a couple of years ago. So I still had some, and I thought, you know, it's always kind of nice to have like a plaid blanket or something. So I just cut this piece. I think it was 3 inches by 1.5, and then I cut it at a diagonal, okay? Or you could just use a square, whatever you want. So let's put that down as our little blanket, our picnic blanket, or yeah, so we'll sort of tuck a little bit under the grill there. Now we're going to add all of our little accessories down there. So the first thing was our watermelon. Look how little they are. So now there is not a stamp for the watermelon, but there is a die. Okay, so there is this little die here. So I stamped it in the black memento on basic white. I cut it out and then I colored it. So I colored it with real red and granny apple green. But when you cut this out, it cuts out the holes where the seeds are. And I thought, well, you have to see seeds in watermelon, right? So I just took a little scrap of basic black and put it on the back, okay? And that showed, the black makes it show through there on the front, okay? So I did 2 little pieces of watermelon like that. And then I cut out this like I thought, okay, well, I need a plate. Typically you need a plate or a bowl or something. And I thought, okay, when it comes to scale, I didn't want anything super huge, even though they do look a little big. But this is the smallest circle from the Stylish Shapes dies, okay? So I am going to put one of these pieces of watermelon flat on our plate. Okay, so we'll put one flat, and then this one we're gonna pop up with a mini dimensional. So where is my, here we go. I don't know if you guys ever use this, let me know. I would love to see what you come up with. There are ideas out there of what you can do, and it is kind of a fun set, right? People are gonna look and think, oh my gosh, look at all those little pieces. Okay, so let's put our watermelon plate on our blanket. We'll put it right there. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. Oh my gosh, am I off camera? I don't know. Excuse me, just needed a sip of water. Okay, and then I thought, okay, well, we can't just have watermelon, blah, blah, blah. So I stamped the shish kebabs. And those are in the stamp set. They are right here. So they've got like mushrooms, onions, lemon, I'm guessing. But I just stamped it all in crumb cake on basic white, and there is a die to cut those out. So then, okay, I needed another plate. So I cut another plate with the same Stylish Shapes die. And I want to pop this up on some dimensionals too, because we've popped the watermelon. So I'm just going to cut a strip from my dimensional sheet. Now I tried to do it in black on the reverse, you can see that, but I didn't like it in black. So I thought, no, let's try something else. And I think that was part of what took the longest, is trying to figure out, you know, what colors you wanted your pieces to be. Okay, so there's our shish kebab. So let's put that on our blanket. Okay, so we'll put that down by the watermelon. Now at first, because there are some dies in here, and this was my one of my first thoughts after I did the bratwurst, the sausages, I thought, okay, maybe we can make a hamburger. So here's the piece for the top of the bun. This is the the meat patty, this is the lettuce, and this is the bottom of the hamburger bun. And then you just piece them together. And I thought, oh, that's so great. But when it came together, it looks fantastic, but look at how big it is. I thought, oh my gosh. Okay, that is not to scale, and that would have bothered me, right? I mean, that is, I mean, I don't go to McDonald's, but this would be like a super duper Big Mac or something. I don't know. And I thought, that's maybe a little overpowering, but on a different design using this, you could definitely work that in, because you've got the big burger and then you've got some other pieces, like you've got a large sausage. You could make your own kebabs with the prawns and the mushrooms and the onions, right? I'm not sure what this piece is for. I'd have to double check what that's for. So you could do a different sort of scale version of the card where you're using the larger pieces, right? And that would work. And you could do the kebabs too, like that. Or there's this skewer here that you can use to put the kebabs on. Like, there's lots of little details that you could work into your design. Okay, so then last here, I thought, well, there is a stamp for, now initially I thought, okay, maybe this is ketchup and mustard, but then when I stamped it, it almost looks like a beverage bottle, right? Like a bottle of beer or a bottle of pop or whatever. But I thought, okay, that's fine. I did it in the red and the crushed curry, but next time maybe I would do it in something else. But you can just sort of use your imagination however you'd like for these. And I'm just gonna put those down flat on our blanket so we can pretend we have a beverage, or if we need to put some mustard or ketchup on something, we have it handy. Okay, so that is as much as would fit on my blanket. And I mean, you could change that, but then it was all the scale thing again going on. Okay, so then I stamped this one. I stamped a happy birthday in real red. And then I cut this out with one of the old label banner punches. So we will pop this up on some dimensionals as well. I use the large. Yes, where's my minis here? And so just so we can make it a birthday card too. If you have somebody that has a birthday in the summer, this would be perfect. It doesn't have to be Father's Day. It could be for a brother or an uncle, you know, even a sister, like whatever. It could pretty much be for anybody, I think. Just kind of had a bit more of a masculine feel for me, because I think there are a lot of husbands out there that do the grilling in the family, right? Okay, so this is a little bit smaller than our Happy Father's Day. I'll move our burger out of the way for now. But you could, you know, make this for any occasion too. So there you go. What do you guys think of that? I just find it's kind of fun. Like I said, it's all in the details. Whatever you want to do, you know, you could incorporate other dyes, other punches. You could, you know, color other images with the blends. There's even a really cute oven mitt here that you, with a die, so you could cut that out of designer paper, like maybe the plaid paper to match. You've got a big fire here that some people have put on the barbecue, so it's up in flames, so grilling and chilling. You're flipping awesome. There you've got the flipper and the dies that cut those out. So lots of really neat pieces that you can use, or you could even use it as an invite. Let's say you're having a neighborhood barbecue party, like come for a barbecue. We're grilling and chilling, and have the barbecue on the invite, right? And then have all the details inside. Like, there's lots of different ways that you could use these. It's just really super fun. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that project, and I hope you kick off June on the right foot. Everything will be great this month, and we will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye for now.